Welcome to another episode of Random Chess Person. Once again, I am trying to solve puzzles and increase my puzzle rating. In this position, I am looking for checks. That's not good because the queen can defend. However, it looks like that might be a decent option because it moves the queen from this square to this square. Right now, the queen is defending this square where I can say check. So, if I look at my goal as check, and the king cannot escape because these squares are guarded by this rook, so I have to see through this knight. And since the king cannot escape, that means the queen has to take here. It's the only legal move. And then I would be able to say check here. So that's what I'm going to try. Okay, it looks like my idea is sound. Okay, good for me. All right, again, I look for checks first. I see several. Perhaps most obviously bad is that one, because there are multiple ways for the opponent to stop me. There is another fairly bad one, because, again, multiple ways for the opponent to stop me. There is this check, which has two ways to stop it. But there is also this check, which may not seem so obvious, because this pawn is pinned. So and that one actually might be mate, since this rook guards those three squares, and the king has nowhere else to go. Okay, I think I may be getting better at these. This is one move to mate. One move to checkmate. So I have to act fast. That means every move of mine has to be a check until one or both of these pieces are no longer in this position to checkmate me. I do have a really bad check here, which is guarded by that pawn. I have what looks like a better check right here, which skewers the queen. And now what I need to determine is where the king would go after that check. The king cannot go here because of the pawn. And obviously these three squares are taken up. Could not go directly into the face of my checking queen. And cannot go here because of this pawn. So the king's only legal moves in the event of this check would be here, in which case I would take the queen, or here, in which case I probably shouldn't take the queen, because then the king would retake, and I would still be down a piece. So what are my options then? That looks... oh, wait. There's another check here. But that allows more escape squares for the king. If it went to that one, then I could take here and skewer the king and queen again. But it looks to me like this is the best check. Okay. Oh. I honestly thought they were going to go there, so they're just giving me the queen. Okay. Here I have a fairly easy out. Well, no, but then the rook could come here and say check. So my options are to move there. Bishop guards these two squares. To move to h2, or to block with my queen, which seems like a really bad idea. So I'm going to move. Okay, that was it. I think the problem with coming here now is that I can take, if they capture, I can capture back, and then I would be left with a rook. What I did not understand was a few moves back when the king didn't go here. When my queen was checking the king, and their queen was here, why didn't the king go there to protect it? Okay, I got lucky, I guess. Ooh, endgame puzzles. Okay. The king cannot break through here, even if I move my king. So I think the answer is to move my king here. And my reasoning is because then if this pawn advances, I can just capture it. Would not capture with the pawn because then they get a passed pawn that I cannot catch. So I think that's okay. All right, simple enough. I have a check here and here. Either way, the king can capture the bishop, which is currently guarded. But currently, that pawn is attacking the knight, as is the bishop. So I don't want to leave it there. I can capture this and threaten the rook. If I do capture that, the pawn will take, or the king will take here. If I don't move the knight, it will get captured. I have one other check here that's protected. That would leave the bishops continuing to be protected by the knight. Then the king will not. Let's see. If I do that, if I say check here, the king then cannot go here or here because of this pawn, cannot come down because of the knight, cannot go here or here because of the bishop, cannot go there because of the knight, and we'll only have that square left. So let's try that. And then the rook or the knight. I can check here, but then the king can just come back. If I maintain the knight where it is, guarding this square, so the knight guards this, pawn guards this, bishop guards this, and bring the rook over to say check, then the king will be limited to that, in which case I can finally save the knight. I think that's it. All right. And I believe that's checkmate, because the bishop guards this, the knight guards this, the rook guards this, the rook guards this, and the rook guards this. Okay. Well, one more here, and then I'll be about done. I have a check, obvious check, which they can block with the pawn, but then it will take it. I think that's right. Okay. Well, maybe one more then, since I got that one fairly quickly. And I have a pretty good track record here. This is attacking the knight, but there's no pen or anything. So they're just looking to sacrifice a bishop, apparently. I have a check, but that seems fairly fruitless since many pieces guard that square. Well, then you wouldn't use the knight to attack it because of this pin. Is there some material gain? I can challenge. Okay, I can fork here. Not only is it attacking the queen, the knight, and the bishop, but it's looking at this square, which is a fork on the king and rook. So, and not only would the knight here be defended by the pawn, but this knight is still pinned, so the knight couldn't take it, which means the queen would have to move. I don't know. That seems all very complicated, but let's see. Okay. The knight did move. That does not seem like a good idea. All right. Well, I solved several puzzles and got my rating up, so hopefully you learned something. I was surprised at a couple of the moves the computer made. If you know more than I do, feel free to leave a comment. If you don't understand something, I will offer what help I can. So also leave a comment. Thank you.